Well, hello, how's it going today? I am here in Ottawa, Ontario, right in front of the Parliament buildings, and I'm going to do something today called the Parliament Hill Loop. It's a trail that takes you right around the Parliament buildings, through Gatineau, Quebec, and then back around by Lieutenant Colonel John By's statue, which I'm standing in front of right now. And it's going to be a beautiful day out here in Ottawa, and I can't wait to show you around the city. So, without further ado, let's go. So over here it talks about how the Rideau Canal came to be. So it says here, in 1826, Lieutenant Colonel John By was sent by the British government to build a canal from the Ottawa River to Lake Ontario. Despite harsh working conditions, Colonel By and his workforce completed this daunting assignment in 6 years. The finished product, a navigable waterway carved out by over 200 kilometers of bush, swamp, and rock, was truly a remarkable feat of engineering. Okay, so we are going to loop back around to this exact spot here. So without further ado, let's go this way. Now, everything I've seen about this trail says to go clockwise around Parliament Hill. So we're going to go up by the Chateau Laurier and go around to the front of the Parliament buildings and start our journey over there. So where I've started today's video is on the Ottawa River Pathway, part of the Capital Pathway, which is operated by the National Capital Commission. So Lieutenant Colonel By is just over there. All right, so we're going to continue on towards the Chateau Laurier. All right, so here right in front of the Chateau Laurier, we have a really amazing view of the Rideau Canal lock system. And this lock system has 8 different levels, and it's the biggest one of the entire system. And here's actually a really good view of the Chateau Laurier Hotel. So we're just walking down Wellington Street right now. Okay, so here I am right in front of the beautiful Parliament buildings and right beside the fountain there, which actually commemorates the 100th birthday of Canada back in 1967. So we're going to continue on the trail that way, clockwise, around the Parliament buildings, through Gatineau, and back to where we started. Let's go. Alright, so we're on Bank Street, and this is the Bank of Canada Museum across the way. And then we have this beautiful Confederation building here. Alright, so now we're here at the Bank of Canada. And here we are at the Supreme Court of Canada. Well, I will say it is a beautiful day out here in the city of Ottawa. And I'm learning lots about all the buildings down here on Wellington Street and all the history that is here in our nation's capital. This is really cool. I like this little miniature here. There are actually 27 different stops you can make on this little miniature on the Boulevard of Confederation. Oh look, there's actually one of those buses you can get on and take a city tour. So there's the Ottawa River through the trees there, and we're going to be crossing over the bridge here into Gatineau, Quebec shortly. So there we are, there's a really beautiful view of Parliament buildings and of the Ottawa River. And just to the left of your screen, you can see the National Gallery as well. So right now I am just crossing over on the Portage Bridge over into Gatineau, Quebec. It is a beautiful day out here to explore our nation's capital. And what a beautiful view of the Ottawa River as well. Okay, so I have now officially crossed over into the province of Quebec and into Gatineau. And the trail is going to take us around and we're going to get more beautiful shots of the Ottawa River. All right, so here it talks about the building a capital region, and actually there's a map here of how large the two cities are to combine into one. All right, so let's go explore this side of Gatineau, Quebec. So as we're going along the road here, there's all these different banners, and this one is commemorating the Royal Canadian Air Force's 100th anniversary. Okay, so there's the official sign for Gatineau. And the trail is actually going to take us right through this beautiful park here. Well, it's actually nice to get away from the road for a little bit here and go through a beautiful park. What a beautiful view of our nation's capital just across the Ottawa River there. It's a beautiful day out here to go for a walk. And this part of the pathway is going to take us right alongside the Ottawa River. And we're going to get some really good views. So let's keep going. some really beautiful views of Parliament Hill across the Ottawa River today. The weather is just amazing. It's about 25 degrees out here today. Alright, so the pathway that I'm on here, right beside the Ottawa River, is called the Voyageurs Pathway, or the Pathway de Voyageurs, and it takes us right alongside the beautiful Ottawa River. Also cruises and cruise tours that you can take here on the Ottawa River, and we can see one of those boats going through now, heading towards the entrance to the locks. Alright, so we're going to continue on our journey and loop back around back to Ottawa. Alright, so there's the bridge that we're going to take back to Ottawa. What a beautiful day it is out here. Amazing weather and awesome scenery. Alright, so we're now actually coming up to the Canadian Museum of History. Oh, and there's some Canadian geese just having a great time in the park here. And this is a Indigenous monument. So this is Tessouat. Everyone who traveled the Ottawa River had to pay a toll to the Algonquin Chief Tessouat. He and his people controlled the flow of river traffic and trade from where they lived on Morrison Island. The talented orator and diplomat, the One-Eyed Chief was an undisputed leader and warrior feared by his enemies. A man of vision, he was a party to the first major alliance between First Nations and Europeans. He remained independent and defended his people's ways of life until his death in 1636. This monument was unveiled on November 9th, 2017. Oh, there's a nice little stream here going down to the Ottawa River, and some beautiful flowers as well. There is just some construction going on up there. Okay, so here we are actually at the Museum of History. Okay, and so the path that I want to get to the bridge is actually going to go around this way. All right, so we're just going to go off to the right here and go over the bridge and get back into Ottawa and get back up to where Colonel Bai is. So this bridge is actually closed to traffic, but it is still open for people to walk over. And here's another little miniature of the city here. I love these things. This is awesome. All right, let's go over the bridge and get back into Ontario. All right, so we are just coming over on the Alexandria Bridge, and I just realized that this bridge is a pedestrian and cyclist bridge only. So there is some construction going on this bridge. So we'll see lots of construction guys going around. We're almost back over on the other side. We're back in Ontario now. And actually, that glass building there is the National Gallery of Canada. Okay, and so there's the glass building that is the National Gallery of Canada. Okay, so we're gonna go off the main road here. That's right beside the National Gallery, and go off this way back towards the Chateau Laurier where we began. I can see the chateau through the trees right there. So we're now entering Major's Hill Park. Alright, so here's Major's Hill Park, and we're basically back where we began. So across the water there is the Canadian History Museum, where we were, and the Ottawa River, and Parliament Hill. And you can see the entrance to the Rideau Canal just down there. All right, so we've now looped back around to the statue of Lieutenant Colonel John By, where we began the video. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video today here at Parliament Hill. It's the Parliament Hill Loop. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I certainly did. I love coming out here and exploring our nation's capital and getting some really good shots of the Parliament buildings. It takes you from right there at the Parliament Hill all the way around into Gatineau, Quebec, through where the Canadian Museum of History is. You can learn a lot along the way, lots of history to learn about, and it brings you back right here to the statue of Lieutenant Colonel John By, who was the founder of Ottawa and helped create the Rideau Canal waterway system. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I really enjoyed going around and learning about all the history that there was to learn. I really appreciate it, and as always, I will see you at the next one.